Okay, good morning. I wouldn't say I'm completely used to this, but each time we do it, it's getting a little bit better. Thank you for showing up this morning. And I posted last night that if you happen to have a towel or a strap nearby, it will help you with today's class. So actually, we could begin right now seated. And let's begin with the strap out in front of us. And then we'll just slowly take the arms up. Now the game that we're playing today, on Thursday on my Zoom class, we talked a lot about the breath. And to be more accurate, we breathed a lot. So the breath informed all our movement. And I want to continue with that theme this morning. So as you take your arms up, we're going to notice that wherever we go with our movement today, the question is, are we breathing? Can we breathe into that movement? And that may mean that, to be honest with ourselves, we don't go quite as far. Now, as you take the arms up, will you notice, did the rib cage lift up? And can you draw like I often say, vertical girdle. Vertical girdle the lower ribs and lift the pubic bone a little bit. And then just go ahead and take the arms over to the right. And we're moving slowly to begin with because some of us just rolled out of bed. And once we arrive at a place, we check in, can the breath fill up that space that we're making? But the question also is, can the breath do it in a relatively effortless way? We inhale, rise up, exhale, come to the other side. And this is also important today. So we may be able to direct the breath to a place, but we also want to invite the breath into a place. So when you look along the right side of the body right now with your awareness, where could you direct the breath that might potentially create more space? And then notice the difference between direct and invite. Where can you invite the breath? Inviting requires a little bit of patience, I think. When we inhale, we come up. Exhale, release the arms. So notice the distinction between direct and invite, okay? Now, let's take the arms back up, and we might take it a little bit wider depending on our shoulders. And the whole time we're checking to see if we can breathe in, breathe into the movement. Yes. So check this out too. I've been thinking about this week a lot, the difference between directing and inviting. And directing could imply that we really wish we were somewhere else. And inviting is, hey, why don't you come on over? I'd love to have you over. Good. Then go to a place that feels a little like, whoa. Yep. Hang there for a moment and see if then you can bring the breath in. You might move a little bit to the left and to the right. And then check out the egg cup of your pelvis. It may be tipped forward a little bit depending on how you're sitting. And the upside down egg cup of the rib cage. And how the two are mirroring one another. Is that possible? Is that possible? Good, then come back to center. Take the arms back one more time, as in delicious. And then back up. Good. All right. So notice now how the shoulders feel. So this is another thing that we often do in the practice is pause and feel. Pause and feel. Yeah, were we able to make a little bit of space? And how's the breath? Good. So we turned the whole practice this morning into an invitation for the breath. Let's draw the palms together. We'll begin our practice this morning with the chant, the Om Mani Padme Hum chant. If you know it, please join me from where you are. What are we saying? We're dedicating our practice to cultivating generosity, integrity, patience, the joyful effort of practice, letting go often, and listening inside for our innate wisdom. So one round. Good. And let's slowly come to our mat, please, if you're not there yet. And let's come on to hands and knees. Have your strap nearby. Take the hips up and back behind you, moving in to the armpits. Little tiger claw the floor. The lower navel draws up and in. And checking in with the breath here. So we think about the body as this giant sack of fluid, which it is, and that it's got these little reservoirs in it, and we're moving, we're inviting fluid and breath to move into the sticky places. We slowly come up, and let's cat tilt it. Let the head and neck relax downward. Separate the shoulder blades wide. Move the breath to the back of the lungs. Good, then come to neutral position. Sweep your right arm out and up, inhale. Exhale, right arm tucks under, left hand under shoulder, head comes to the floor, draw the hips back slightly, and then press into the right shoulder. And then invite the breath into anywhere that's sticky back there, especially in the morning when you first wake up. The fascia is hydrated through movement. So sometimes it's a little bit stiff or sticky. We inhale, rise back up. Good, left arm, sweep it out and up. Inhale, exhale, tucking under. Shoulder to the ground. Good, noticing this side. Good, then slowly rise back up and tuck your toes under. Lift the knees up off the ground. Let's keep the knees bent first. Draw your pubic bone toward your rib cage, even here. And actually, will you have your heels over the balls of your feet so you can stretch open the fascia at the soles? And let's all inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Yeah, all the way out. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good, and then just walk back and forth a little bit, heel toe. Good, fluid. Send both back, inner heels and outside heels. Inhale. Exhale, knees bend, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Lifting the kneecaps here. Exhale, fold forward. Good, let the head and neck just hang. And would you have your belly on your top thighs, and then take your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward, so the arms go up and potentially forward. But that means that we are here with the breath. So we only go where the breath can come with us. In some schools of yoga, we apply no effort at all, because effort implies that we're trying to get somewhere. And yoga is about being here. So this is I think this is interesting. What if today we see how little effort we can apply, but at the same time, complete awareness and attention? Good, release the arms. Let's slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time. Good, come to mountain pose. Let the tailbone drop downward. Feel the hugging of the muscles in the legs. Draw the navel to the spine. Let the shoulders relax. Let the back of the head draw back and up slightly. And we inhale, send the arms upward. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back and lower through or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog if you know it. And exhale, right over the toes, back to downward dog. Okay, so that was a lot. Let's see if we can go through that step by step. Come forward to plank again. Some of you may find that, well, in order to breathe, you need to bring the knees to the ground. Yes, so either inhale, exhale, slowly lower, or knees down, torso down, put the whole body down, turn your toes back, root your legs, draw your tailbone towards your heels, then inhale, peel the torso off the ground, exhale, slowly lower. And inhale, fill the top lungs with breath, exhale, slowly lower. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. Now draw navel to spine, take it back through child's pose. And to downward facing dog. Feeling the entire barrel of the torso taking breath. But in our flow practice, we're interested in moving the breath to the top of the lungs and the back of the lungs. We draw the navel into the spine. We inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Head and neck relax. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release the arms. Pause in mountain and feel in to your breath right now. Can the body breathe on its own, without direction. That is to say, can you feel the body being breathed without getting involved? Mentally trying to fix or change anything, just allowing for what is. We allow for what is. Feel your feet root into the ground. Now inhale, send arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, and either knees and torso down or lower the way you do. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back over the toes, this time downward dog. Good, now when you come forward to plank again, and make your body like a plank, and can you feel from heels through top of the head that you feel like you're in one line? And then slowly this time find your way down and watch what your breath does as you move slowly. Some of you are going to bring your knees to the floor. Can we be honest with ourselves as we make our way down? What's the breath doing? Good, and once we're all the way to the floor, take your left arm way out to the side. Now I'm going to turn onto my left side and I'll walk the hands all the way, the hand all the way over to the left. But as I move, I'm checking in to see, can the breath come with me? And really, can I come with the breath? Can the breath lead this movement? Can I feel as though the dam in the reservoir around the shoulder is opening, and it's opening to breath? And then we slowly come back onto the belly. Slide the left hand in. Take the right arm out to the side. And come over to the other side. Good. So you might bend your knees. Some of you can probably go pretty far here. We go as far as the breath wants to take us. My head is off the floor a little bit. For some of you, the head may be down. Yes, just checking in. Big invitation in that right shoulder. Make the whole body an invitation. Yes, okay. We slowly come back onto the belly. And let's not go too far yet. Come up into Sphinx. So forearms are parallel with each other. Toes turn back. Pull your mat with your forearms. Good. Awaken. Invite the top lungs to receive breath. Come on lightly to your fingertips and pull, and maybe you can come up just a little bit higher, but if you do, ask the upper spine, the thoracic spine, to take that curvature, please. And in fact, think that consider having like a lizard tail, and the tail draws all the way down toward your heels. And then slowly release the elbows to the ground. Take your right arm now all the way over to the left. Your left hand can press, but really what we want to do is we want to have the whole right arm down and sink in. Yeah, sink in and look for some space in there that could use a little attention. And feel around for yourself. Maybe the arm needs to go further down, maybe further up. And then slowly come back up. And the left arm, take it all the way. We keep the whole body down on the ground. Look around for, yes. And imagine, you can imagine the breath slowly penetrating the tissue, altering the tissue. And we unwind. Good, now hands under shoulders again. Cobra pose, please. Find your lizard tail, take it all the way back towards your heels, root your legs strong. Draw the chest upward. And then we get honest. Does this feel comfortable? Can we dwell here? Can we dwell here with the breath? And inhale, exhale, slowly we come down, tuck your toes under, either back through child's pose or take it through plank, and we all arrive in downward dog. Good, find the connection from pubic bone drawing upward toward rib cage. Relax head and neck. Take a look at your kneecaps, they're lifted. Good, sweep the sits bones toward each other. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, chair pose, sit down here. Yeah, sit into the heels, please. And then take the palms in prayer position. Separate your feet a little bit wide. You might turn your toes out. We're going to slowly make our way down into a squat. It's a normal squat first run. Coming all the way down. Yeah, you might have your hands on the floor. And we floss the hips, just back and forth here a little bit. Inviting breath into the hips. Good, and then settle down, feeling the weight of your pelvis. And how the breath probably has gone high up into the top chest to help compensate. Beautiful. And is it possible here to feel the whole body breathe? What parts of the body can we feel breathe at this point? How can we feel the emanation of breath kind of reverberates through the body? And then inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back and lower through, or knees and torso down. Inhale over the toes, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back. Now send the right leg up and back behind you. Let's have the hips square. Push into the ball of the right foot. Feel the breath now. Probably the breath is beginning to open up a little bit. We come up onto the ball of the left foot. And then sweep the right thigh forward toward the rib cage. Land your foot nearly between the hands. Pivot your left heel to the ground. And we rise. Now once we're set here, your legs are straight. Your hands are at your hips. The hips are square. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back and draw the shoulder blades together. But do me a favor, please do it in the way you don't normally. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward toward pinky toe side. And let the head and neck completely relax. Draw the blades in toward each other. Lift the arms upward. Steady the gaze. Draw the right hip back, the left hip forward. And watch the breath. When you find a tight or sticky bit, invite the breath there. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, release the arms. Now we're going to do this again. This time we'll either take hold of the shoulders or we'll take palms in prayer position right up the back. Okay, so when you do that, you've got this big internal motion of the arms. The palms meet, tips of the fingertips touch, and then we slide. Either way, press the hands into the thoracic spine right there. That will help to open. And push the palms in toward each other if you have that. If you're holding the elbows, use the forearms to press into your thoracic spine a little bit. Inhale. Lift the kneecaps. Exhale. Fold at the hip crease. Feel the feet root. Go slowly so that we can bring the breath along with us. Right? What is flow? Flow of breath. And then empty out. Let the head and neck relax. And the arms might rise like little hummingbird wings. And inhale. Exhale. Release the fingertips to the floor now. And let's take the left leg up off the floor. And we don't need to go very far here. In fact, we like to keep the hips square initially. As we begin to draw the torso down over the legs. Some of you may have the right knee bent. Okay, so this is pretty intense. And we will begin to find the breath. Watch the breath. Can you stack the left hip on the right hip right here? Yep, so you see that there's this little internal motion of drawing the hip square, and then we externally roll the left thigh open. Might feel it along the inner right leg. We do that a couple of times. All the while, we breathe. Good, one more time for the road. Take it up. And when you set that leg back behind you, it's going to go way back behind you. Okay? So it's further back now. Yes. And what we've done here is we've got the right hand down. Some of us might want to bring the elbow to the thigh. When we look back, we've got a foot back there that's parallel with the mat, or the toes are turned in slightly. And we settle in. And would you, for our purposes this morning, take the right arm to the inside of the leg? And then with the left arm, we might sweep it over the ear. And find, again, your pubic bone and your lower ribs, they draw in toward each other. And notice the breath now. So there's a good chance that we may want to strive a little bit to get into this posture. But can we take the breath with us? All right, so just for kicks, let's take the arm up, turn the thumb toward me and then back behind, and the arm goes back behind us completely. And we just want to feel that action of the arm moving back behind and opening up the rib cage. There's a scooping happening at the tailbone. All right, enough of that. Take the hands to the ground, sweep the right leg back, either downward dog or we take a vinyasa. And we meet in the dog, or we take child's pose for a moment. In any case, we are pausing and feeling. What just happened here? What do we feel in the body now? Breathing into, feeling into. The left leg goes up and back behind us. Hips are square. Come up onto the ball of the foot. Imagine you can take the breath into the left leg. Inhale, exhale. Left foot forward, nearly between the hands. Right heel pivots. We rise up. Square off. Strong legs. Feet root. Now interlace the other way, the way you didn't last time. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, fold at the hip crease. Yes, toward the left pinky toe. Use the four corners of your feet to press. Draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. Shoulder blades draw together. Relax head and neck. And now, can you feel the whole body breathe? Invite that. One more breath. Feel the feet root as you inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the arms. Take hold of the shoulders the opposite way if you did that the first time. Or palms in prayer position again, right up the back, pressing a little bit into thoracic. Good. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, fold forward toward pinky toe. And take your sweet time. Deepen your hip crease on the way down. And notice now where the breath goes on its own. And chances are it's a forward fold. The breath likely goes a little bit toward the back of the lungs. What more can you soften and relax here? Inhale, exhale, release your fingertips to the floor. Sweep the right leg up. And again, it's not about how high it goes. Push into the air like it's quite thick. Good, draw the face toward the shin, and then play with stacking one hip on top of the other. Okay, if that action doesn't feel good for you, well, we know how that goes. Don't do it. Yeah. Just hang somewhere where you can be honestly with the breath. So we're moving forward and back here a couple more times, investigating the spaces. Investigating, exploring, inviting. Yeah, all words that we really like in yoga. They provide space. Okay, so that last time goes up, and then slowly the right foot lands. Let's begin with the left hand on the outside of the foot. Root back through the sole of your right foot. Left knee bends. Some of you may find elbow to thigh. Now, those legs are strong. The sit bones draw in toward each other. The right arm may extend up and over the ear. The shoulders move away from the ears. If you have the hand on the outside, take it on the inside, please. Good. How much space can you make from your back foot toward your hand? And can the breath come with? And then maybe we take the right palm back behind us, and we just release the right arm behind the back, and invite the right rib cage to open a little bit, as probably the left sit bone moves to the right a little. Inhale, exhale, we unwind that business. Take the left leg back, either downward dog or lower through. And we all come to child's pose. Come to child's pose to pause and feel. Inviting the breath. All right, we slowly come back up. Come to standing, please. So now it's time for the strap. Some of you may not need a strap. Most of us do need a strap. We'll begin by taking the strap around the ball of the right foot. The left hand comes to your hip. You'll lift the right leg up. Separate the toes, root through the left foot. Some of you might like to have the right knee bent because the hamstrings are not receiving breath yet. Drop the right sit bone toward the left sit bone, which kind of means to have the hips square as much as possible. Inhale. Exhale, take your leg out to the right as you begin to look to the left. Watch the external rotation of the right leg. And feel as though the whole body is breathing. Inhale, we return. Exhale, release your strap, point your toes, hand to hip. And remember what we were talking about before, where we bring as little effort as possible to the experience, but 100% attention. And we release. Isn't that an interesting distinction? That we're all there. We're all there in a relaxed and open manner. Okay, switch to the other side. Either wrap the belt around the ball of the foot or take hold of the big toe. Line yourself up like you're in mountain pose. Drawing the shoulder back a little bit, navel to spine. We inhale, exhale. We love to say in yoga, we open the body like a book. Open the breath like a book. Reservoir is open. Inhale, exhale, we slowly return. Point the toes. Hands to the hips. How much effort is right effort? And we release. Well done. Okay, let's slowly come down into the squat. Palms in prayer position. Good, settling, fingertips touching, pelvis gets heavy. So let's play here first before we go on. You know how we did this the hip, I call it flossing back and forth. Let's see if we can take the right arm behind us so that we lay the back of the hand down on the ground and then shift over to the right. Yep, the left hand can press a little bit. You feel that action? What do we feel? Left hip back, Should feel a little awkward. We don't usually hang out here very often. Good, unwind that. Right fingertips to the floor. Take the left arm through. Place the back of the hand down. And then roll and open. Yeah, setting the right thigh back. And encourage the rib cage to roll to the right. Bring your breath with you. And then return. Okay, so what we've done is we've opened up the body for this next experience. We've got the strap. We might want to use it. We remember that the breath is, in this case, the breath is leading the movement. So we can take the strap through. We'll take right hand, hold strap, through right leg. Left arm, thumb turns down, palm turns up. Reach back, find a strap or a hand. Root into the sole of the left foot. Feel the breath. Draw the navel to the spine. Set your gaze. Rising up. Rising up. Just pushing the elevator button upward. Good, opening the chest a little bit, inviting the breath in. And some of you might send the right leg out. The idea being that we keep the hips square. But we're here long enough so we can watch what the breath is doing. And we're looking for a sense of less effort. And we slowly make our way back down. Fold forward, let that go. Grasp your elbows, let that go. Whatever that was. Whatever that was, let that go. All right, we slowly come up, just enough to tuck the left arm under, or take the strap in under. The right arm sweeps out to the side, the thumb turns down, the palm turns back. So we've really internally rotated the entire arm. The right foot presses, the gaze is steady. So not only are we bringing the breath with us, but the breath leads the way. So lower navel draws into spine. Use your left leg, lift it upward. Drop your sit bones, have them come in toward each other. Move the breath into the top of the body. Push the ball of the foot out to the left. Wherever you are we breathing? Are we here? Or would we prefer to be somewhere else? So this is an invitation to be here. And we slowly, slowly release the left foot to the ground. Fold forward once again. And we all come down onto our mats. Excellent. Okay, take the legs long. Not too long though. Let's have the knees bent so we can place the belly on the thighs and gradually folding in. And have the breath lead the way. Yes, what are we without breath? You check that out, this idea that the breath could lead the way all the time in our lives. And we don't need to force or control it. We allow it, the natural intelligence of the breath, to recalibrate itself in every single shape we take. On or off our mat, we slowly come up. Walk the knees in, take the hands back behind you, fingers toward your hips. Push the round away. Check out this shape. Blades draw together a little bit. Watch the breath now. Where does it go in the body? Maybe release head and neck back if that feels okay for your neck. Feel as though you've got little spatulas for shoulder blades helping to support the heart. Feeling the whole body breathe. And then slowly we lower the hips to the ground. Yes, okay, so let's just let the legs swing. It's a little shimmy back and forth, left to right. You know, how fast would our practice go if we were attending to every breath? It's a very interesting question. How fast would our lives go if we were attending to every breath? All right, so from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together, the knees go wide. Let's open our feet out like a book, which means that the outside of the feet press. That either works or it doesn't. No big deal either way. Feel the sit bones root, fingertips to the ground. And we're here for each breath. So you know, some of you probably know Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief. And I might argue that those 5 stages of grief could be, they could be applied to, well, certainly to what we're experiencing now. I think we had denial first. Do you remember the denial phase? I remember the denial phase. This isn't happening. And then we go to anger. Did you have an anger phase? Did you have a bargaining phase? Or a sadness and grief phase? And slowly rise up. Just move over to the right a little bit. Fold forward here. And has there been an acceptance phase? Or we might traverse through those different experiences. The acceptance phase, I think, is very much like the practice of being with the breath, being with now with the breath, and making peace with what is. Right, so slowly come over to the left side and just invite the rib cage to come with, and have the breath inform the motion. Good, inviting in toward the sticky. What is the sticky? What is the contraction? What is the discomfort? Inviting it in, like we could like we all wish we could do for each other, invite each other into our homes. What we have instead right now is our own experience. Can we invite our own experience into the home that is us? We slowly come back up and send the legs wide. Sit bones root. Let's fold forward first, watching the sit bones drop. They provide a stable container. The body provides a stable container for this experience that we're having. We open our homes. Open our homes to the experience we're having. In some experiences, it's much easier to open our homes to. The breath can help. We inhale, slowly rise up. Okay, so from here, keep your sit bones rooted, but just let the torso release over the right leg. And go slow, so breath leads the way. The left arm might extend over. I like to press my right forearm into the ground and then turn the rib cage, invite the rib cage to open. Good, so we might be coming. I've been working a little bit this week with a little more acceptance. And that acceptance has opened up a little bit of space for creativity, to be quite frank. Allow ourselves to be where we are. All of a sudden, new opportunities open. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, pause. We might turn a little bit to the right. Slowly drop the right sit bone. Counter forces. Always working with counter forces here. Right arm might extend. Push out through your right heel. And then we make peace. We invite peace into this experience we're having. Let the breath lead the way. Good, right sit bone. It might root a little bit more. Yeah, good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Good, draw the legs together. Actually, let's just take a twist. So you could have the left leg straight, and the right foot could cross over the left leg. Let's do that variation this morning. That's not one I do very often. A mountain spine. You could hold the leg and then gradually turn rib cage to the right. You can let the right sit bone move back behind you. Arm extends up. Inhale, exhale. Either hold the leg or come across. Lower navel to spine. And no fixing or changing of the breath. Watch what the breath does here. Right foot roots into the ground to help with the rotation. Turn your gaze forward for a moment so the whole spine until the neck is moving to the right, but the head turns to the left. And then release. Right leg long. Left knee draws in, left foot crosses, right arm holds, left hand back, root downward, relax shoulders. Feel the sole of your left foot press. Good, right arm might extend up. You might cross it over. Strong legs. And then watch as the breath works it out. And can we witness the breath without changing the breath? Can we witness our thoughts without trying to change our thoughts? And yes, can we witness our emotions without trying to change our emotions. Good. Gradually we release. Okay, I think it's time to make our way down to the ground, but let's go slowly. Draw navel to spine, arms beside. We breathe naturally, drawing the navel toward the spine. Watching as we go, we might feel the tailbone scoop up toward the pubic bone a little bit. Notice that probably the exhale got a little bit longer than the inhale. See if that's true for you. Each shape requires a different breath configuration. And that's all happening as a function of the deep intelligence of this little mind-body system that we have. We take the arms wide, draw the knees in, take the legs out to the left, gradually look to your right. Push the feet in to the ground any amount. Let the shoulder blades soften down. Feel the movement of the breath in the body without trying. Inhale, we slowly rise. Legs move to the right as we turn the gaze. Push the inner left foot any amount. Watching the breath. Watching the rising and the softening, the swelling and the releasing, ever constant. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, release the legs long. I like to take my hands to the outside of the mat and push the torso toward my head a little bit, because that creates a little room in the lumbar spine. Yeah, and then let's take the palms and rub them together. And place the hands over the eyes. Let's allow the eyes to close and relax downward. And then release the arms to the ground. And coming into Savasana. Allow the body to relax. And feeling the breath now. If you've been practicing yoga for any period of time, you know that the breath, well, it's our best friend. From the beginning until the end. So much to learn from the breath. We listen. Like we're listening to the closest of friends that we wish were beside us physically. And we watch the breath. And we watch the mind. Because it is our friend too. It's a slightly more complicated relationship. We listen to the mind as if it were our friend. Tenderly meeting every thought. every emotion. The breath helps. I read this poem. It's not a poem, it's just a saying from Thich Nhat Hanh, and it's a good one. I read it on Thursday. I want to remind us, breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Whenever your mind becomes scattered, use your breath as the means to take hold of your mind again. And I love this. Take hold is an interesting term. It reminds me of to have and to hold from this day forward. For better and for worse. How do we hold our experience? We talk a lot in this practice about the container, being a container for our experience, being able to hold with tenderness and wisdom whatever's there. And we slowly, slowly move the toes and the fingers. We draw one knee into the chest at a time, and we wrap the arms around the legs. We hold ourselves in the breath. Send your right arm up over your head, roll to the side, let your head rest with your eyes closed. I have one more quote for you this morning. When the Buddha taught mindfulness, he always taught it as part of a whole. He never said, pay attention to your breath and you will be free of suffering. More like, pay attention to your breath as a way of steadying the mind and then look at your life. And we slowly make our way up to a comfortable seat. The eyes can be open or closed, but we touch into the body, into the breath. Holding, having and holding. Having and holding our experience, having and holding each other. We draw the palms together at the heart. And we hold each other in this field of awareness. Knowing, remember last week I think we were in the field imagining that we were holding hands in a giant circle looking across at all of the people and knowing that each one of us is doing the very best job we can right now to support ourselves, to support our loved ones, to support each other, to support every person, every human, every creature on this floating sphere in the middle of space. And we hold in our hearts those that are suffering. May our thoughts and our speech and our action support them all, hold them all. Let's close with one Om this morning. We inhale, exhale, inhale. We take the hands to the forehead, right thought, may we be steady. May we be present. May we be joyful. We bring the hands to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And may we bring our hands to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Okay, so I'm grateful that you showed up, and I wish you well in the week ahead. I want to appreciate you so much for supporting our studio, our little floating boat in the middle of space. Thank you so much. And I'll see you Thursday maybe on Zoom. You can see, I'm hoping to begin to take a little more class responsibility. I'd like to be teaching a little bit more. And I love you, and I miss you very much. Okay, bye.